Hello, beautiful people. This is your licensed cosmetologist. I am about to do a lock color service. I am so excited about this. So, what you want to do is you want to always have your gloves. You got to have your gloves because you're going to be working with powdered lightener. I love this particular brand the best because it's always true to its color. So, we're going to use a 20 volume. And we're going to also use this lightener. It has a bond builder in it. And it's going to get up to about a level 9. And we're also going to use a hydrating shampoo. This is called a shampoo cap or maybe like a color correction method. We're also going to use the Guide Tang collagen powder. And this is going to gently lighten the hair. Being that we're going to do root to end, you always want to start off with the roots because you want her roots to be lightened because they are very dark. Her ends have already been lightened, so we're going to start at the root. What you want to do is put in about 2.5 scoops of the lightener. Depending on how much hair the client has, depending on how many lots they have, you want to go accordingly to that. 2.5 scoops. And then I like to put my 20 volume in, and I like to just squeeze it in, and I like to have the consistency of a whipped cream. So again, you guys, you want to have a consistency of a whipped cream. This will help the color move smoothly on the hair and not directly on the scalp, because you don't want to put the color directly on the scalp because it's going to move on its own. But if you necessarily get some of the lightener on the scalp, it's not going to harm the scalp or the hair. That's why I'm going to put in the hydrating shampoo. That way it can give it a more milder consistency, and it will give it a more milder color method as well, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So you want to mix it until it turns into like a whipped cream consistency. If you have to add more, then just add more. But you always want to make sure that every color service is a gentle service. You don't want the client's scalp to be inflamed. You don't want to use light on the hair if the scalp is inflamed anyway. But you don't want the client to have any type of burning sensations, any type of tingling, nothing. You don't want none of that when you're doing a color service, because if it happens, then I will immediately terminate the service. I have no reason to keep that color on the hair if you're having some type of discomfort. And then I also like to add in maybe like an Olaplex. But being that this lightener has a bond builder already in it, I like to use the Guide Tang collagen powder. Right now you're going to see me putting in the hydrating shampoo. You want to put in about 2 tablespoons of this shampoo. Yes, I'm freehanding this because I like to do it according to how much that I'm using. You don't want it to where it's soapy. You don't want it to where it's really loose. You still want it to be thick enough, like a whipped cream, so that it can move on the scalp if you have to put on the scalp, and move on the hair. And you also want it to be able to be thick enough to where it's not running down the client's face. So here I am adding in a little bit of that Guide Tang collagen. You want to put in 1 scoop. Sometimes I put in 2 scoops just to be sure, because I like for my clients' hair to be healthy. I like for their lots to stay on their scalp, and I don't want anybody to say that their hair broke off while getting color from me. I always make sure my clients have a protein treatment beforehand. If they don't necessarily get it beforehand, then they definitely have to get it their next lock service. No questions asked. They have to get it done. So I like to also use a plastic whisk not a metal one, because the metal one can transfer too much heat onto that lightener, and you don't want that. You want the client's natural heat to move that color. So right now you see that her hair is a little dark at the roots, but being that she has locks, I also like to loosen up the roots, because once when you palm roll, it will coil the hair up. So you want to make sure that you open it up so it can receive all of the color. And as you can see, it's nice and thick. You don't have to worry about it running. You don't have to worry about the color running. You don't have to worry about it getting all over the place, even though sometimes that can be a little messy. That's why I have a towel, I have on gloves, I have on a cape for my clients, of course, and then I have my own smock on as well. So you know when you come in to get color, you know that I mean business. You know that everything that I'm doing is going to be a color service that day. So right now I'm just applying it to all of the dark areas, and you also want to make sure that you squeeze that color into the locks, because if you don't squeeze it into the locks, you're gonna have some areas that's not gonna take, and you don't want that. You want an even color all over, unless you're doing some type of artistic color where it's going to be more than one color in one head. We'll get to that in some other videos, but right now I'm not directly putting it on the scalp, because the color is going to move on its own. At the very last minute, if I see that there's some areas on the scalp that has not moved, then I'll go in and hit those areas, but I only hit it at the last minute. So you guys, leave in the comments down below a favorite color that you like. Maybe you like purple, green, blue, orange. Just let me know in the comments down below. And it's very important, you guys, that you guys use gloves. You want to use gloves at all times, because it's nothing like having those little white dots on your fingers because you didn't have gloves on. And it will make your fingertips very sensitive. So previously what we did to her hair was we just colored her tips, and then we did an overall color after. Well, we lightened her tips, and then we did an overall color of that one particular color. So she loved that color so much that she wanted it again, but she wants it all over. And I like to saturate. I do not like to be skimpy when it comes to color. I like for it to be saturated all the way through, because I'm not cheap when it comes to my color. And when the finished product is over with, I don't want anybody to say, oh my gosh, your color looks crazy. And this brush is also a great brush. It has like notched ends on it, so you don't necessarily have to get too close to the scalp if you don't want to. It's good for balayaging. It's good for just highlights. It's good for if you just want to do like maybe 1 or 2 locks. You don't have to do a full head of locks. So we're going to do this process all over. And then at the very end, I will be applying some of the lightener to the ends, just to brighten up her ends a little bit more, because we want her color to pop. So this is the result that you want to have once when you finish applying all of the lightener to her hair. You are seeing me mix this color in. This is a permanent color. I did use 20 volume to mix this color in. That previous clip was of the hair just being lightened. You want to get it up to a color that still has a little bit of golden in it. So when you put this red over top of it, it does not look too bright unless you want it to be bright, but you also want that gold to hold that red in, because sometimes if the hair is too light, then that red will rinse out. That red will not hold as long. So this is the finished product. And look at her face. I just love it. So in the bowl, I had a permanent red, which that's what I put on her roots. And then the other two colors was a semi-permanent color. I wanted to give her some dimensions. So it was like a darker red mixed in with the lighter red. It just pops so well, especially when she gets out in the sun. You wait until the sun hit these red, highlight these different red hues, honey. You wait. She's in love with it. It's her 17th birthday, so she wanted something new. Look at that color. Look at that color. Y'all can't tell me that color is not cute. Look at me over there being a proud mama. Look at that color, y'all. And this is the final result. She wanted like a mohawk style with some 2-strand twists in the front. I just give my clients a camera and just let them do what they do. I just let them feel all of themselves. It came out so cute. And again, no stiff locks live here, honey. And you guys, comment down below, like and share. Bye.